Equation has no real solution. No real solution. So what is the greatest possible value of b? So when we have squares and we're talking about either exactly one solution or no real solution, we're working with that discriminant again. And the discriminant formula is b squared minus 4ac, and it has to be, it's got to be less than 0. And that discriminant equation, just remember from the quadratic formula, b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac. This is the discriminant. It's what would go inside that radical. So from this problem, b squared, I don't know b, so I don't know b squared. 4, my a value is -1, my c value is -676, and I want it to be less than 0. B squared, 3 negatives, so that's going to be a negative, but let's just see what it is. 2704. So b squared has to be less than 2704. Then we take the square root 2704. B squared has to, or b has to be less than 52. We need an integer that's less than 52. The greatest value that could be is 51. If a new graph of 3 linear equations is created using the system of equations shown in the equation x plus 4y equals -16, how many solutions x, y will the resulting system of 3 equations have? So a solution to all 3 would be when all 3 cross. We've got this line, we have a straight line that's never going to go up or down. Let's get y by itself. I already have. Like I said, this graph is not moving. It's always going to be there. This graph has a slope of down 1, right 4. So it is parallel. Whoops, there we go. It is parallel to the line that they're kind of adding in. Parallel lines are never going to touch. So there will never be a point where all 3 of these line segments touch, because the 2 that are parallel will never touch. That means we have exactly 0 solutions between the 3 of the equations. Function f gives the value in dollars of a certain piece of equipment after X months of use. If the value of the equipment decreases each year by p% of its value the preceding year, what is the value of p? So when I see this one, I'm thinking about my interest formula. Y equals the initial amount times 1 plus or minus the rate, all raised to some amount of time. This formula, inside those parentheses, is 0.64. They're telling me I'm going to decrease, which means this is 1 minus 0.64. 1 minus 0.64 is 0.36. Or I could look at it as 1 minus x, is what gives me 0.64. Either way, this missing value is 0.36. When we're talking about rate, we want to turn it back into percentage. So we want to multiply this by 100 to turn it into 36%. Dot plot represents the 15 values in dataset A. Dataset B is created by adding 56 to each of the values in dataset A. Which of the following correctly compares the medians and the ranges of datasets A and B? So if it's helpful to you, you can list out all of these datasets. But I know time is of the essence here with the SAT. Median is the middle value when you list out all of your data. I just look. Cross one off the high end, one off the low end. Again. To cross out. So the median originally was 23. If I'm going to add 56 to every single value, my whole data set is going to switch over here. 22 plus 56, 23 plus 56. So the median is going to be 23 plus 56, whatever that would be. The median of data set B would not be equal. The median is going to shift with the data. The median of data set B is equal. The median is going to shift with the data. You can list out all of your data with all of your 22s and do it again after you add 56 to all of them. Let's look at the last two answers. Both of the last two answers say the median is greater, the median is greater. That's going to be true. So what's different is the second half. The range of data set B is equal to, or the range is greater. So a range is just a difference in values. So right now, the range is 26 minus 22. The range is 4. If I add 56, so 26 plus 56, the high would be 82, 22 plus 56. The high would be, or the low would be 78, 82 minus 78. Range is still going to be 4 because the entire data set is shifting. So the low and the high compared to each other will still be the same. We want answer choice C, where the range is equal. The equation x squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 49 represents circle A. Circle B is obtained by shifting circle A down 2 units in the xy plane. Which of the following equations represents circle B? So with this equation, they're really giving us the center and the radius of the circle. The center is going to be, this is like x plus 0 squared. So the center is at 0. When we plug it into the equation of the circle, it changes signs. So the center really right now is at 0, positive 1. I want to shift it down 2 units, x and y. So if I start at positive 1 and shift it down 2 units, that's 2, my new center would be 0, negative 1. The x isn't going to change, which even if we don't remember the circle equation, x wouldn't change if we're only moving down. Get rid of those. And if we are moving down, we would either be negative 1. So it's just between these two. And with our circle formula, it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. So these minuses means the signs are going to change. And that's why even though it says y minus 1, the center is actually originally at a positive 1. So we would end at 0, negative 1 with a center. Two identical rectangular prisms each have a height of 90 centimeters. The base of each prism is a square, and the surface area of each prism is k centimeters squared. If the prisms are glued together along one of the square bases, the resulting prism has a surface area of 92 over 47 k centimeters squared. What is the side length in centimeters of each square base? I am not an artist. Let's see, I'm going to try to draw these. I have 2 of these. And I know the height is 90, which means all the way around, I've got a 90 in the back, I've got a 90 here, and a 90 here. Again, not an artist. The surface area is when I take the area of all of the sides and add it together. Surface area. I have 4 sides, not 40. Oh my goodness. Rectangles, and the area of one of the rectangles would be 90 times, I guess, one of the sides of the square, so 90s. Plus, I have a top and bottom square, so 2, and the area of a square is side square, so I have 2 squares. And they say that the surface area is k, so As gross as it is, this is K. They want us to glue these prisms together along one of the square bases, and the resulting prism has a new surface area, 92 over 47 K centimeters squared. So now I've got to kind of relate the new surface area. I'm going to end up losing some of the spaces here. Let's see. Glue it on top. Oh boy. I'm gonna. So now I'm losing kind of these bottom 90s that I was originally including, but this whole thing now is going to become 180 instead. So for my new shape, I have 4 of the rectangles are going to be 80 times the side, and I still have the 2 square bases. Okay. So the new surface area is this, but the new surface area is also 92 over 47. Okay, make that come down here a little bit. 180. Yes. All of this. This is going to be a gross equation to solve, but what's nice is that I do only have S's involved. And since I'm looking for S, eventually I can plug in my answers and try that strategy. Let's combine a little bit here though. I have 4 times 180. 20s. That's 2s squared. 4 times 90. 2 over 47. And that's 360s plus 2s squared. And now, honestly, I think I'm just gonna try to plug things in and see when the two are equal. So let's work on that a little bit in the calculator. It's not gonna be pretty, but let's try. 724 plus 2 side of the equation, I got 2,912. Let's try the other side. Let's put that as alpha y equals. Let's get a fraction. 92, 47, 360 times 4 plus 2. Just going to do times 16. See if we look at that. Those are not equal. 4 is not my answer. Let's go ahead and try 8. 720 times 8 plus 2 times 60. Right? Alpha y equals 92 over 47. 360 times 8 plus 2 times 64. Thank goodness I did not want to keep plugging things in for that. B is our answer. Just one more question. 210 is p% greater than 30. What is the value of p? So obviously 210 is bigger than 30, and we want to just jump right in. But let's think about how much bigger it is. 210 is 180 bigger than 30. And this is kind of the number that we want to focus on. When I do percents, I think of percent over 100 and over up. The is 180. That's what is our difference. That's how much bigger we actually got. Of 30. 30 was our original value. That's what we started with. So that's what we're looking for as our of. The percentage, I don't know, out of 100. 30x, when we cross multiply, 180 times 100, got 18,000. Divide by 30, divide by 30. x equals 600. We're getting 600% bigger. You can't type in the percent symbol on your student produced response question, but you can type in 600.